My name is Alison. I'm my ninth year in Chicago Public Schools. I teach at Lindblom Math and Science Academy. I'm a special education inclusion history teacher. I am a member of the big bargaining team. It's been interesting. It's been a lot of up and down. It got really heated in January and February when we were trying to get a contract, and we tried very hard to get a contract. We spent 40 hours in 1 week in the bargaining room. But unfortunately, we couldn't get a deal then, and so now we are back at it. Yeah, so I knew that I wanted to be a teacher very, very young. In high school, I grew up in a small, just south of Chicago in Lansing, Illinois, and I went to TF South High School, and it was a very lower middle class, working class families that lived in Lansing, and I saw a lot of injustice and inequity in the way students got an education. And I knew that coming out of poverty, living not a glamorous life, that the best tool you could use to better your situation was through education. So I decided at a young age that that would be my route and my purpose in life. The best part of being a teacher is the difference, the different day every single day. So seeing students come in with everyone has problems, and being able to help students with those problems, but then also educate them to help them find their purpose in life, and to educate them on, as a history teacher, the inequities and injustices that occur every single day in our system. Being able to couple those things is the best part of my job by far. Being able to work with students every single day, help them grow, help them succeed, and watch them grow into these amazing young adults, but then also teach them that they too have an obligation in society to leave society a better place, and especially in this city. We have an obligation to this city. This is an amazing city with an amazing history, and it's our job as educators to leave it better than we got here. That's a loaded question. So the biggest issue that is facing members this school year, but is the same as it's been previous school years. The very calculated dismantling of public education in this city it's not unintentional, and the mayor and the Board of Education have worked very hard over the past few years, starting with Renaissance 2010, before we had Rahm Emanuel, to make sure that they destroy public education. So while that's the single issue, that's an umbrella for what we see as the effects in our schools, right? So we're seeing a lack of resources, we're seeing a lack of funding, we're seeing student-based budgeting, and all of these things together create a crisis in our schools that cannot be managed amongst teachers. So the way we fight this larger issue in the public is by taking a stand for our students, for our children. So as an educator for 8 years when I joined the big bargaining team, I've been at an alternative school, I've been at neighborhood schools, and now I'm at a selective enrollment school. So I definitely have a wealth of knowledge in terms of how we see funding distributed in this city. And that being said, I thought it was a duty to be on the big bargaining team so that I can speak to those experiences. As only a 40-member team and coming from 3 different areas where I have knowledge in, I think it's important that rank and file members be on that team so that we can discuss issues that affect our schools. We've had leadership in the union. It's been fabulous leadership, but they have been in leadership positions for 6 years now, and so they haven't been in schools. They don't get to schools every day, and it's really important that they are reminded of what teachers face every single day in the school system, and it's important that the Board of Education hears us, and a way for them to hear us is to sit across the table from them and tell them these experiences, because they don't believe them otherwise. Yeah, it's not fun to work without a contract, and it's not just fun because I don't think it's fun. It's not fun because I'm reminded by my 75 union members every single day that we're working without a contract. I'm reminded that we don't have supplies in our schools. I'm reminded that they want to see resources for our students, right? And so every single day I look at all of my members in the eyes, and I know we're all working over 400 days now without a contract. But I think that it's taken so long because we have very different views. We, the CTU union members, rank and file teachers, have very different views from the Board of Education on how we want education to progress in this city. And just like it comes down to philosophical differences. And because we have those philosophical differences, we can't compromise. These are beliefs that we have, and we structurally need to change the way education happens in this city. And unfortunately, the board is doing every single thing they can to change it to destruction, and we want to fix. And when you have those problems, it's very difficult to solve that at a negotiating table when the board only wants to talk about how they can save money. And unfortunately, they're trying to save money on the backs of children and on the backs of teachers. And we can't compromise anymore. I think we've compromised for a very long time. We've given over $2 billion back in lost raises and in lost salaries through this, and we can't do it anymore. So we don't have a contract. We haven't had a contract, and unfortunately, we're here now.